Good morning, good morning, good morning. Making sure that we're live in the right places. I'll give you a second or two to jump on. It's like weird that whenever you look at yourself in your camera, it's the opposite. I just want to make sure that I'm live in the right spot. Okay, I am also going to share this with my page to make sure that people know. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have not done one of these live presentations in a really long time. I actually, whenever I share about what it is that I do, it's usually in a private group and it's like little snippets of things, posts or videos and stuff. When I first started coaching, I've been a coach for almost 7 years. When I first started, I would do business presentations all the time with like slideshow and all that stuff. So there's no slides or anything, but I thought that this would be a fun way to just share with you guys about what I do. And then if you have questions, please let me know. I'm going to try not to keep it too long because I can tend to be long-winded and I don't want to do that to you either. So I'm just like really excited and want to share everything that I can, but want to make sure that you guys get like the full details of like what it is. You know, I feel like so often people look at what it is that I do and they're like, you know, are you a professional Facebooker? Like, what's the deal? And so much of this business has like morphed and changed over the course of the last few years that you know, I think that there's no longer this like stigma attached to network marketing and Beachbody coaching and things like that. So I want to just, you know, lay it all out there for you guys. You know, it's not my job to convince you of anything. It's really just so much fun to educate people on what it is that I do and just to see if, you know, you connect with it too. You know, I always think that if I never got invited to my first, you know, challenge group, my first fitness group, like where I'd be right now, you know? So my thoughts are always to make sure that I share this with as many people as possible because you never know who else is searching for something like I was, okay? All right, so for those of you that don't know me, my name is Meggin Anderson, and I am a fitness professional. It's so crazy to even think that. I feel like I still just started with this career. It's just so amazing. I have been in in the fitness industry now for just about 7 years. I have married. I'm married to my husband, Mark. We just celebrated 20 years. We have 3 kids. Aiden off to New York City today with his 8th grade class. He is 14. Riley is my only girl. My middle girl is 11 and my youngest boy is 8 and in 3rd grade. So I am a busy, busy mom. You know, like I said, I had started this almost 7 years ago, but previous to that, my husband and I owned our own brick and mortar business. So my family was in the audio and video industry, and so growing up, that was what my dad did. He put in background music systems for restaurants and God, back in the day, it was the 70s and the 80s. This is when I was a kid. And so that has changed even so much technology wise too. But so when I was a kid, it was drive-through systems at Burger King's, McDonald's. And the background music system was like, they used to call it quote unquote Muzak, canned music. And it was on this like reel to reel, like 3 songs that they just played over and over. And that was probably like the 80s, right? And so that was like the industry that my dad was in when I was a little girl. And then I ended up working for him out of high school and college, like part-time and things like that. So I got to know the business. And again, it morphed and changed, as technology changed. It stopped being a reel-to-reel and it moved to a satellite antenna on the roof. And then it was like DVD CDs, and then like satellite radio was born, and you got like 2 channels and that kind of thing. So it kind of morphed over time, but it was still the same essential industry. Drive-through systems, background musics. We did, restaurants, bars, hotels, all that kind of stuff. Commercial businesses only. And so my husband and I, we were married. We married in 2000, 99. And we didn't have any kids. And my dad was at a point where he was getting ready to sell his business. And we were like sort of figuring out what to do with our life. And so we decided with my dad's help as a consultant that we would start our own company in that same industry. And so my husband and I started our own business in the year 2000, Bay State Audio. And so we got a place to rent in a business park, and we got employees, and we got inventory, and we got all this stuff, and we started our own business in the same industry. And I was excited. I really had always thought that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but never really sure in what capacity. But seeing my dad be so successful and work really hard, and the fruits of his labor throughout my childhood and adulthood, that was something that I aspired to. So I was excited about being an entrepreneur. And like, we had no kids or anything, so life was, ours, and we didn't have any other concerns, and really excited about starting our own business. And then, time goes on, and we start to have kids. And when, I still always thought I wanted to be that entrepreneur and that business owner. I really always felt like that was a strong pull for me. But we never thought we even wanted to have kids. And so that was sort of like a surprise. It wasn't surprised that we had the kids. It was surprised that I wanted to have children to me. And so that started to happen. But I knew I still wanted to be a working mom, and I still was pursuing the dream of our business at this point. So, he went to daycare, and we had kid number 2, and the business was going, but we had such a hard time like getting over to that next level. So it was a struggle. It was a big struggle. And by the time kid number 3 came along, I was really burnt out and really stressed out. Like, we had tried so many things. Like, people don't understand when you own your own brick and mortar company. Like, I think the expectation is there that you're going to be super successful. You're living in, rolling in the money, and because you own your own business. But what people don't understand is, the things and expenses and the hassles that go along with having your own business like that. Having, rent and utilities and trucks that need service, employees and payroll and expenses and taxes and inventory and overhead. And like, we were the last to get paid. Like, we had tried hiring outside sources to, bring in headhunters, to bring in more people. Like, we tried it all. And for whatever reason, like, my husband and I could just not get it going. And it always ended up being just the 2 of us back to square one. Like, and in this time frame, my dad had passed away, so we had also lost our consultant and our person to help us, kind of engineer the whole thing. So it was a lot of things happening all at once. Me becoming a mom and a business owner, losing my dad, like all of this stuff, right? So it was this roller coaster. And I was coming into my 40s thinking, oh my gosh, like, what are we doing? What is this life for? Why are we having these kids if we're never with them? Like, they were all in daycare at this point. Like, it was a rat race. I would get up at the crack of dawn. I would get my workout in. This was something that was always a staple for me, even back then, trying to lose that baby weight. Get up at the crack of dawn, get my workout in, race around to get the kids ready and out the door to daycare. And then I'd rush off to my appointments or the office and whatever had to be done, race back at the end of the day to get the kids from daycare. Dinner, bath, bedtime, that chaos. Like, if you have toddlers, you get it. It is a craziness time of night. Get them all into bed and, take a breath, go to bed, and start it all over the next day. And all I kept questioning was, is this all that there is? Like, where is life going? Like, and is this all we have to show for it? Like, just started to question all of these things and what was my purpose and just all that stuff. And again, the fitness had always been my mainstay. So in hindsight, thinking about it now, it was such a good part of my day, not a big part of my day, but it was my me time. And I didn't mind getting up at the crack of dawn. It was just easy for me. I had known, when I started to have the kids and having troubles with my weight, trying to lose weight, my first inclination was to join a gym. But I struggled a lot with that because I worked late enough where then I was like trying to struggle to find the time to get to the gym. And so there was that commute, right? And getting to there and spending the time there. And that was a pain point for me. And then, I'd get there and I'd be like, what do I do with the gym? I don't even really know. I'm confused. And then the classes, they were just not offered consistently enough for the time I knew I needed to do this on a regular basis, right? So the whole thing was just not working. I started to seek out something that I could do at home just because I knew that was going to be easy for my timing, my time frame, my kids, like all that stuff. So initially I gravitated to at-home workouts. I started with Billy Blanks. Remember him back in the day? That was a VHS library that I created for myself. Like that was like the 90s or something. And then slowly started to research something that was else that I could get as a subscription or something that was a regular something. I needed more variety. I was getting bored and things like that. So naturally Beachbody was something that popped up on my radar, and I really gravitated towards them a lot because they kept pumping out content after content, and it wasn't like one and you're done. And they had, they're known for P90X and they're known for Insanity and now the 21 Day Fix and all these things, but they were pumping out, new programs one after another all the time. They have been around for a really long time and have been, doing these programs since the 90s. I think I have one of my VHS tapes is like Great Buns Guaranteed from like 99 or something. So they had the history there. And I loved the idea that I could basically go on there and get something new when I, went through the 6-week program or the 8-week, or I got sick of it or whatever, I could get something else. So that was really a draw for me. But I did not know that there was a coaching opportunity to be had at all. Apparently, this was something that had been going on for years that I wasn't aware of. And it wasn't probably till after Ben was born that I finally stumbled upon my then coach in the message board. So Beachbody, this was before social media. This was before Facebook was a thing. Like I was on Facebook, but there was social media wasn't a thing. It wasn't. So Beachbody had these message boards, and you'd go in and like make comments about what you're doing. There was other people like me in there, which was I thought I was a weirdo for working out in my basement. The thing was to go to the gym at the time. So, had I known there was more people, right? And so my then coach stumbled upon me in there and asked me if I wanted to be a part of a challenge group. And I was like, I don't know what's a challenge group, and she's like, oh, there's this like group on Facebook, and I'm like, wait, you mean everybody's going to be in there doing the same thing as me? Like, that's cool. And so I was like, yeah, I'm into that, because here I am thinking I'm all by myself doing this in my own little world, trying to run my own business and get my workouts in and do all that stuff. And I'm excited. So we had, at the time, it was a program, Les Mills Combat. And we had all decided it was like a program that we all did together, that kickoff. That was so many years ago. That was awesome. And so was my first taste of being inside a group with other people like that. And then when I found out that you could actually make a living and have a career out of hosting these groups and doing different things as far as helping other people, like I was already doing it. I had already been doing it. People were asking me what I was doing. They knew I wasn't at the gym. They were like, what is it that you're doing? And I would share with everybody. And so it just seemed like this natural fit for me. Like I can remember vividly sitting down after my workout's done, 6 a.m., thinking, I can't believe I have to go to work now, doing the cool down and having the person on the other side of the screen thinking about them and how nice it would be to be a group fitness instructor or take my time with my workouts and be able to enjoy them a little bit more, and that what kind of a lifestyle that would be. But then I would quickly go to, well, I'm not going back to school to get any sort of certification, and you don't make any money really being a group fitness instructor. So that's nothing. How am I supposed to get from A to Z? That was sort of my thought process, was this would be really cool, but I don't know how you get there. And then this happened. Then this opportunity kind of fell in my lap. So needless to say, the rest is history. No, I'm just kidding. It was amazing, guys. So for me, I felt an initial draw right away. And I first thought that this would be something that I would do for fun. like my outlet, because I was so stressed out. But I couldn't imagine at the time, I was president of our company, and I couldn't imagine at the time just stepping down from everything that I had created and built. Like we had, customers and vendors and all these things, and they all counted on me and my family and my husband, and how would that even transition, and so I think it was like maybe 30 days, and I had been signed up. I did like a hobby discount coach for fun. And the more training that I got and the more that I read from the corporate office about what it is that a coach will do and what their daily tasks are and things like that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And for me to be able to find something that not only marries that health and that fitness and the nutrition connection together to help me lose that baby weight and maintain that loss, but also add that the mindset, the personal development aspect of things, that was something that was really new to me. And not many jobs can lend itself to that. There aren't a lot of places that you can say that your career has changed you from the inside out, and it's just been in such an amazing journey since then. I do have some notes, so if you pardon while I pause for a second or two when I check it out. So essentially, long term, I have been coaching, as I mentioned, for almost 7 years. So it probably was about 30 days. But when I started running my own groups and that sort of thing that my coach had taught me to do, and the more I was a part of it, the more my heart was in coaching and not in our business anymore. And so I struggled with how to tell my husband and what to do. And I was like, what if I come home and I'm stay home with the kids and then we don't have daycare expense and that sort of thing. And so that was it. I had a conversation with him and he's like, you need to do what makes you happy. And I stepped down as president from our company. I mean, it wasn't like that, but it happened. And he stayed on for a little bit more. We had a partner at the time. So the two of them, took over, and my new journey as a health and fitness coach began. And what really is cool is all the different things that I can think about since then, talking about that mindset piece. Not only have I been able to lose 80 pounds and maintain that, but I've been able to have the confidence to step on stage for a couple of amateur bikini competitions, which I never could have found myself doing. I've also been able to get certified as a group fitness instructor. So I teach Insanity, and I teach Transform Step, and I teach B90X. And that was certainly something that I never thought that I could see myself ever doing. So it's just been an amazing journey up to this point. And so you see why I said in the beginning, it's so important for me to share what it is that I do, just because if my coach had never approached me, or if I'd never discovered this whole world, like I can't even imagine where I would be right now. It's pretty insane. So what we do as coaches is pretty cool. And as I mentioned in the beginning, a lot has changed since we first started. I know that a lot of times when I'm talking to people, or they hear that I'm a Beachbody coach, they have this certain stigma or thought in their head. And yes, it's a selling business. Every business is a selling business. No matter what you're doing, you're selling something. But that's not really the heart and soul of what Beachbody building business. And what we do as coaches is we focus our time on making that connection with other people. It's super important. I teach all my coaches that they need to, understand who it is that they're working with, so that they can develop that solution for them that's going to meet their needs, to help them reach their goals. We are in the life-changing business, literally, guys. My heart sings. I got a couple messages yesterday from people that said they had messaged me and said that they were grateful for me today. And that is just the most rewarding part about our business, is the connections that we build with people, the friendships that we build with people, and helping people to, realize their own potential and reach their own goals. When I first got into the business, I was super excited to, reach my own health and fitness goals, and then help somebody else with all the things that I knew, nutrition and how to meal plan and all those, technical things. But now I'm finding myself in a place where I'm really wanting to help other women like me build their own business on social media, and learn how to help grow a team and that sort of thing too. So the business aspect has become really so much more exciting to me than I ever thought it would. And so that is something that I love to share about, absolutely, in addition, because I feel like the health and the fitness part of things is sort of like, it all works hand in hand, but you are, in getting into the best shape of your life while you're helping and empowering other people. Like, I just can't even think of anything better that I would rather be doing, fulfilling with my heart and my purpose. Okay, so what is it that we do as coaches? So we have what we call these vital behaviors, which are pretty cool. First and foremost, being a product of the product is huge. You're working out to the workouts. You're drinking Shakeology, the performance line. We have so many awesome things now. Like I said, technology has changed. Products have improved. Everything is all natural. We have a lot of a plant-based line. So we work with a lot of people that have dietary restrictions and things like that. But first and foremost, we're committing to a program from start to finish, right? So your number one task as a brand new coach is to get a transformation if you don't already have one. Most people that come into coaching have been born out of our challenge groups or our health and our fitness accountability groups. And they are like me, and they see start a program from start to finish, see an amazing transformation, and just fall in love with that process and just have to share that with other people. So that is really how most of our most successful coaches start. So if you're not in that position yet, then your first task is to get a transformation. I always tell my coaches when they first get started, start something from day one and commit to, the whole way through, whether it's a 21-day program, a 30-day, a 60, 6 weeks, 100 challenge workout, which we have going on right now. Whatever it is, you're starting and you're sharing your progress through the whole way, right? So you're being a product of the product. You're consuming the performance line or the collagen or the beach, like all the things, right? And you're sharing how this is making your life better. And it's not about sharing Beachbody, and it's not about sharing Shakeology. It's not about sharing the products themselves. It's about sharing how your life has been impacted by what you have gone through, right? It's the solution that you can give others that has affected you. So it's huge to be a product of the product, because if you are not having or seeing some sort of impact, then how can you share that with other people, right? So always tell people that you really obviously want to be in love with the programs, the product, and just the process in general, because then sharing what we do will just be so natural for you, okay? We talk about branding ourselves a lot. We want to create that brand of ourselves. We're sharing us. It's sort of like our own reality TV show. We try, like I said, we're not sharing. You're not Beachbody. You're not Shakeology. You're not the collagen, whatever the product is. You're not those brands. You are you. And so what makes people gravitate to you is you. Anybody could Google any of our programs or products and just go find them on the internet, right? And you can just go buy anything on Amazon these days. But what sets us apart from everybody else out there and all the other coaches is you. There's no two people alike in this world. And so people out there are going to be attracted to you because of you and the things that make you up and that kind of thing. So the other big part of what we do as coaches is we're sharing our story and our things that we're doing, but we're also inviting other people into our world. So you can, work with people in person, or you can work with people, through social media. Obviously, we have access to all the people in the whole world when we use social media, but it's cool to be able to work your business in person or online. And I feel like I like the best of both worlds. When I'm in front of a group fitness class or somebody from class comes up and asks me for help, I can kind of marry those things together. So that is a really exciting opportunity that I love to pursue. But mostly what we do is through social media. So we are, reaching out to people and engaging with others on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you feel your people reside, right? Because you want to work with your people. And we invite them into our groups, or we invite them into our world to follow us, or to a sneak peek like this, or something to that effect, right? So that's another part of what we do. We host these online groups. I mentioned several times that I was a part of a group way back. And since then, I have probably hosted 1 or 2 groups a month ever since almost 7 years ago. So that's insane to think about all the different groups and all the different people that I've worked with since then. But it's really awesome because you have that accountability. Everybody, like, you can choose how you run the group, and it's not like there's any really right way to do that kind of stuff. But essentially the groups are where you can pour your value and heart into other people. You know, they come inside, whether you do a free group or you're hosting a paid group. Really, those are like just details that we would discuss, and you could do whatever you want, you know, as far as a group goes, but you're in there communicating and creating relationships and pouring value into others by sharing all kinds of different things, whether you're doing all the same workout or you're doing a nutrition group or whatever. Like, I know people that do personal development groups and that sort of thing. So that's just a little bit of what we do. Like, the really cool thing about this business is that it's your business. So even though you would potentially be coming on board to join my team, it's your business. I'm not your manager. I'm not your boss. I have the tools to show you how to lay out your business, and it's up to you to take the tools and develop it how you see fit. So it's your business. You can run it however you like to. We just have guidelines and things in place in order for you to find that success. Another huge part of what we do as coaches is personal development. I touched upon this in the beginning, but personal development, I would say, is probably one of the biggest components to this business. You know, it's just like any other job. There's going to be hard days. There's a lot of work. If you want this to be a lucrative business building, income generating business, there's work behind it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because you know, it certainly can be a fun hobby business. It absolutely is a fun business. It's up to you how you want to treat the business. If you treat the business like a hobby, then that's all it will ever be. If you decide that you're going to go in 100% and treat it like a business building business, it will be work, but it will be worth it and amazing. And, you know, that's just whatever it is that you need to do. But know that there is work going into that, right? But when you are invested in your personal development and your mindset, the thing about, I feel like just, it has helped me to get through so many difficult hurdles. And that's where the power of the mind is so important. And it's just like with your health and your fitness, when you're fueling your mind with like really positive energy, really positive thoughts, then the world can throw all kinds of shit at you and you'll still be good. It's the things where people let the stuff get to them, and that takes them down that rabbit hole. So as coaches, we read or listen to a minimum of 10 minutes a day. Usually I'm doing more than that. Personal development can consist of training. It can consist of like a webinar. It can also consist of a really amazing book to help you with your confidence. We have endless lists in our team pages of books and things, and I always have something that I recommend when my coaches first get started for them to read or listen to. So you'll have not a loss there. And I'll tell you unequivocally that when I first started out many years ago, I poo-pooed personal development. I was thinking Dr. Phil, self-help, like I'm all set, my confidence is good. And that was the missing piece for a lot of years. That took me a long time to kind of take the business to that next level, was the personal development. When I finally said, fine, I will read something, it made the biggest change in my entire outlook, still to this day. And now I know what to look for, what I'm struggling with, what season I'm going through. I can grab information, books, audio to listen to based on what I need at the time, because that's what personal development is. It's personal to you. So you could be struggling with, you know, self-confidence, leadership, parenting, nutrition, whatever it is. And going through that process is just going to help you to be a better leader, a better person, a better mother, and all of that stuff. So that is a huge part of what we do. All right. So the good stuff. I want to get to the good stuff. So there are two core activities that we do as Beachbody coaches. So number one, we share our programs and our nutritionals with others, and then we guide them through the programs via those private groups I told you about, whether it's on Facebook or a tracking app, okay? And number two is we introduce others to Beachbody coaching and then teach them how to do numbers one and number two. Okay. So as a coach, you get a 25% commission on all the products that you sell. So let's say, like an example, in 1 week, you can purchase P90X for $119.85. This would give you a commission of $29.96. And then if another person orders Shakeology, so $129.95, you get 25% of that. That's $32.49. So that means you make about $62.45 just for selling those two things. So that's just a small example. Okay. But in addition to that, you have the ability to make residual income. Residual income is also called or known as passive income or reoccurring income. So it's income that continues to be generated even after the initial effort has been expended. So it happens month after month, right? And it happens week after week, just depending on what it is. So for example, if your customer orders Shakeology on auto ship, okay, or they're subscribed to Beachbody On Demand or another product that they're just continuing to consume each month. As long as they remain a customer on Home Direct, you'll continue to get that residual income month after month after month, okay? So you might see how this would turn into like this compound effect, right? I love this. I love this example, this business model. When you build your team with 2 or more coaches, you'll also qualify for customer leads. So these are people that buy a program off the television or they call in and they don't have a coach. So Beachbody randomly assigns them to you. And then some of those leads will include a paid commission too. But then you can make a 25% commission off of future purchases from them too. So that's pretty cool. And then as a working coach, once you start building your team and you start off with adding those 2 coaches, for example, you start to earn what we call team cycle bonus. And so this is paid weekly. We get paid every Thursday. And this is the quickest way to grow and earn your income. And it's so much fun building and adding people to your team. So you get the team cycle bonuses as you grow in addition to your commissions, okay? So if you have the 2 people sign up on your team, you qualify for team bonus. And then the more coaches you have, the higher your team bonus can potentially be. Your coaches must also be helping people in order to earn too. So it means that you become a leader and you help and you're going to train them and things of that nature. But don't worry. We do this as a team. You're never alone in this. We have a team university that is absolutely amazing. So when you come in, you'll know what to do in your first, 30 minutes, 30 days. You and I will get on a phone call together and we'll talk about what your goals are and where it is that you want to be. And then I'll help you start to that level. So even though I'm throwing all these things at you, I don't want you to be concerned with the how and the what and the why. I just want you guys right now to be focused on the income potential of earning the 25% commission, earning the team cycle bonuses. And the other really cool thing about it too is you have the ability to out earn me. So we start together and you're under me or you're part of my team, my downline, you have the ability to surpass me. So your whatever your efforts are will match your income and your progression. Okay. So like I could be totally lazy and not do anything, and you could far surpass me. And so what one coach does doesn't affect another. It's your own individual business. It's your own individual team. Okay. We do work as a team as far as volume. So when we do work together, that is when our income grows. But we have to be working together in order for it to work. So there are 2 ways to look at the coach opportunity, okay? The majority of people who sign up as a coach, to be honest, really have no idea what they just signed up for or the potential of this business opportunity, okay? So they think they can make a few extra dollars a week by sharing products that they love and support, which is great. They absolutely can. They're already recommending them, so why not get paid for it, right? So this is their train of thought. The way that this person has approached the business is by continuing to share products and the programs and make some extra fun money each week. The more people that they share with, the bigger their paycheck. So this is an awesome way to earn a paycheck by doing something you love, right? So this is totally what a part-time hobby fun business can look like for you. Now, the other perspective is you are now an entrepreneur who owns a business which can produce massive amounts of passive income. Okay. So as a Beachbody coach, you have the ability, and I mentioned this before, you have the ability to treat this like a hobby or the business that it is. And if you treat this like a business, it can be a really big business. Okay. The person who approaches coaching in this way must be focused heavily on bringing in other people and then teaching them how to drive the business as well. So this is a little bit different than the coach who's just looking for a paycheck, right? It's a business owner, entrepreneur mentality. So as a business owner and entrepreneur, you understand that you are focused on being a business builder. The majority of coaches who come in and want to develop a large business will focus on both of those things. So I'm someone who focus on sharing the products, getting people into groups, starting their program, and also introducing others to coaching. And this is the best approach, is to do both, if you want to look to grow and build your income and your team and your business, okay? And so, I often get asked the potential of this business, and it's just like anything else. If you want to build it, you have to work at it. If you treat it like a hobby, then that's all it will be. If you treat it like a business, then your career will be a thriving business. Now, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from the Team Beachbody Coach opportunity. Each coach's income certainly depends on his or her own efforts, diligence, and skill. That has to be said, because honestly, guys, it really is what you make out of it. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I can't make you rich. I can't help you to learn and grow fast. I can just give you the tools. I mentioned we have this amazing Team Uproar University that we're a part of. We are part of a top 10 team. So we literally have the blueprints to be successful. All we have to do is implement what it is that we're learning and apply it, and we will be successful. But I can't do it for you. I can just lead the way and help you and guide you. Okay. I'm just going to pop and see if there's any questions at this point. Please let me know if you guys have any questions along the way. I was kind of going fast, skipping around some different things. One of the things that I wanted to go back on that I was thinking about was this the information about passive income, because when you think about, so right now I'm doing a Cash for Christmas incentive for my team and helping them to really understand how this can work. So if we use an example of, we help 3 people this month join one of our groups or with Shakeology, then you'd make $30 each person, right? So let's just say 30, 60, 90, you make $90 this month, okay? And then in month 2, you help 3 more. So we're November and December, you help 3 more, and that's 30, 60, 90, another $90, plus you get the 30, 60, 90 from November, that's 180. And then in January, you help 3 more, 30, 60, 90. There's from November, December, and now January, okay? And as long as they continue to consume and are part of your group and are very successful, I'll tell you that normally most people stick around for about 90 days, if not longer, because once you kind of get over, most of the workout programs are about that length. And once you get to that point, it becomes a habit and a lifestyle. And there's other things like, we work on, making sure that we're pouring value into our customers so that they want to stay, like the benefits are that great from consuming Shakeology and the Performance Line. Again, everything's all natural and all of that good stuff. So you can see the potential for growth there. And that's only using an example of 3 people. The other thing about that too is if you turn those 3 people into 3 coaches, even if they sign up as discount coaches and then maybe they turn into working coaches, there's a bonus that you get from signing up 3 coaches. So let's just use that same example. So they're getting Shakeology or a package. It's, $30. Your commission, let's say hypothetical, it could be more, it could be less, 30, 60, 90. And then you get an average of about $50 bonus for each coach. Okay. And if you add 5 coaches in 4 weeks, you get another $100 bonus for that. So the potential is there. There's a lot of different ways to earn, but the potential is there to really build on that compounding effect. And I don't know if you've ever heard the term, making money while you sleep. That's where that term comes from, because essentially the effort's been there. You've already got them on your team, or you've already got them in your group and a customer of yours, and they just continued to consume month after month after month. So you're just, keeping them, going essentially, but you've already got them as a part of your team and a part of your network. So that's a really cool concept to me, and my favorite thing about this business are all the things that I hated about running my brick and mortar business. It's really interesting when I think about how I've come full circle, because when I had my business and my dad was running his business, he was after the reoccurring revenue too. He charged a monthly fee for his service, and he charged a monthly fee for the music. And then that was the same business model that we took when we started our company. So it was like, $30 a month for music in your restaurant. And we had like hundreds of them. And so that was essentially where your income came from, was that recurring revenue. And so I love the idea of that business model for this. It's the same exact concept. I'm doing almost the same exact thing by helping people find a solution for their needs. This is making obviously a much bigger impact and much more fulfilling than helping somebody put in like 20 speakers in their bar. But I don't have to have a brick and mortar business. I don't have to hold inventory. I don't have to have employees. I don't have payroll. I don't have all the crap stuff that I had with my business, and can enjoy all the really awesome parts like relationship building and finding my family, my community of like-minded women who are just like me. Being in the best shape of my life mentally and physically has just been absolutely so rewarding. And even if I wasn't getting paid or making a living, it still would be so much more worth it to me than having that sort of a, box franchise or something. Like if you were to think about, you're equating it to going to buy like a box gym, Planet Fitness, or a Burn boot camp or something along those lines, right? Orange Theory, any of those franchises. You think about the investment that you would make, what you do. So as far as getting started, when you sign up, your initial fee is a challenge pack, and they basically start, now this month they're only $140. They're normally average about $160, just depending on what you want, what you're going to start with. But let's just say your entry to own your own business is $140 this month to start up, okay? And then you have a fee every single month that is $15.95, okay? That the fee helps pay for the millions that are spent on media. It helps pay for your personal Team Beachbody website, which is your online store. We have an online shopping cart now that we can facilitate orders much quicker with. We have a challenge group tracking app that you download to your phone. Your coach online office, they're warehousing the products for you, so you don't have to take on any inventory. Customer service, technical support is all taken care of by them. Marketing, communications, training tools, and daily personal development, all there to help you grow. Now, like, compare that to the investment you would make in sort of a brick and mortar franchise, right? For $140, you can make as much. There's no limit. There's no cap to what you can do with this business as far as financial freedom is concerned. Okay. I've seen it. There are women on our team have getting 6 and 7 figures. I'm on my way up there. You guys know, if you're following me, I've actually, part of my story is that I shifted gears and changed to a different team in May, which was a huge decision for me. A whole nother story we can talk about offline, but I am now part of a top 10 team, 7-figure business earners. I mean, it is possible. And the things that are possible for us is beyond imagination. Again, it's not going to be easy. It does take work. It's a career. It's meant to be a business that you build and you spend time with, just like anything else. But it's rewarding, the fulfillment that you get. We are all here for a purpose. And I completely believe that we, God put us here on this earth to fulfill a purpose. And this is something that has called to me since I first found out about it. I know that this is why I'm here, to help spread that message of hope and change and love to people that can, change and be healthy from the inside out. It's just absolutely amazing. And to see that in addition to that, you're rewarded so handsomely for such a rewarding and fulfilling career with other people. So honestly, I feel like it's pretty incredible when you think about it, that you can get this kind of support and this sort of backing, not only from Beachbody and the corporate office, the network, and but our teams that are there for you 24/7, essentially. And it's such a small fee, $140 to start your own business. And you would make that back in a couple of days, like literally. This is the only business that I know of that you would make a profit in 24 hours. If you you can turn it around in 24 hours, make your money back and then some. I mean, it's simple. It's not rocket science. It's going to take some work, but I have the tools and I can show you the way. So I'm so excited to talk to you more about it. Oh, and if you are military or you're a veteran, and I want to say there's other service industry, but I can double check that. Your fees all get waived. So you don't have your $15.95. You don't have a startup cost. There actually is also a sign-up fee, but that gets waived when you get your challenge pack. Most of you guys would have a challenge pack already. You'd want to start with that just because you'd want to get access to Beachbody On Demand for a year and all of that good stuff. And then you just decide if you want to start with your superfoods, Shakeology, or the performance line. I love everything, so I can't live without the performance. I can't live without the Shakeology. It's all amazing, and has got me into like the best health at this point. So I can't imagine using any of that stuff without. Plus, you get a 25% discount, so that's huge. Okay, guys, I don't know if you guys have any questions. I've kind of summed it all up. I feel like, I don't know if you guys have any questions. Okay. I did have goodies to give away for questions. So I have more stuff, but I have a little goodie bag with our supplements in it. Daily Sunshine is for the kitties. I got some shaker cups. So I'm happy to share that stuff with you guys if you come up with any questions. I love doing giveaways, so I was hoping for a little bit more interaction so I could answer questions that you guys have. As far as getting registered to sign up, I will put more links for you to get started. I know there are some of you that were asking me about getting started. I've got a mentorship program that's starting. This is the best time to get involved, you guys. I'm going to say too, people always balk at starting something at the holiday season, but the new year is the biggest time of year for the fitness industry. And we are ramping up to have some really amazing product launches for the new year that you do not want to miss. You want to be on board with. We together as a team, we talk about how to launch products together and how to leverage that stuff so that you could potentially start learning and training now and then bust your doors wide open for the new year and help people that are in your community of friends and family. So, think about it in that regard. Like, the fitness industry is one of those things that's never going away. It's funny because you think about all the different, home network marketing businesses that have been out there for years and years and come and gone and things like that. And I really feel like the health and the fitness industry is not going anywhere. The technology is going to change and how we receive some of that stuff. But for the most part, it's just going to be more and more improved. The nutrition, is getting better as far as the society is looking at health as important. So that stuff's changing, just so many excited things. And I cannot wait to share more with you guys. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. If I left anything out, I will share that. But I think I covered it all. We're on for about almost an hour, so I didn't want to go too long, but I wanted to make sure to cover everything. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day, and I will see you guys later.